Wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, you can listen to the show wherever you find your podcasts. But for this episode, this one is strictly on YouTube at the Trophy Room Show. And if you like what you hear, please consider like, share, and subscribe this channel out to your friends. Or if you really like us, you could toss us a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. And since I'm usually only on the podcast versions, I feel like this being a YouTube video, I feel like I have to say, smash that like button, hit subscribe, notification bell squad. What up? Am I doing it right?
It's your boy.
Right? Yeah. It's your boy. Okay, great. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Today is a little special. So it is EA Play. We're reacting to it live. And then we are also going to be talking about the not so fun news, Activision Blizzard, the lawsuit against them. The reason why this is not out on podcast feeds is simply this. Apple Podcast algorithm would kill us. Simply put, it would just bury the last episode. The last episode was absolutely terrific. So if you've missed it, well, the video version is here on this channel. So like, share, subscribe. And if you're like, well, I like Apple Podcasts a little bit more. Well, don't worry about it. You could just go over to iTunes or wherever have you, what your podcast service of choice. Follow us there. So that said, Kyle, before we start the show, how are you feeling walking into EA Play?
Walking into EA Play, I wasn't expecting a whole lot. Because leading up to this, there were some studios like, well, we're not going to be here. It's like BioWare. We're not going to show anything off.
Skate.
Like we're still working. We'll have something for you soon or something, but we won't be at EA Play. So a lot of the big things that I kind of wanted to see and hint at weren't here, and I knew that going in. So my hopes weren't super high on it.
Okay.
I just figured it'd be a lot of Battlefields and maybe a surprise here or there, and that's kind of what we got. So it was nice. Or surprise in quotation marks. Like it's an unfortunate thing that just happens apparently with EA and everyone else.
So like in the scale of like E3 stuff, would you say that EA plays the bottom of the barrel? Like you got Ubisoft, like Microsoft, Nintendo, whoever else was at E3. It's a blur.
Yeah, I think... I mean, before watching this, I would think it had to be better than Ubi's, because I was not a fan of Ubi's this year. But usually, it's closer to the bottom.
Same.
And it's not like I hate EA games. I play a lot of EA games. It's usually like the same thing over and over again, and it feels like they're learning of what we want out of EA and the EA games, and not like the same kind of things over and over again. Like I was very happy with, and I'm pretty sure this wasn't in the main show or even the pre-show, but like no Madden. For which was good. Like I don't want to see Madden. I'm sick of EA's Madden version of the NFL games. It's not great anymore. A little bit of FIFA because I think there was some technology upgrades or whatnot. But yeah, I expect that from an EA show, and a little surprise usually at the end.
Yeah, same. I wasn't expecting too much, and I think they very much did a great job of setting expectations, having their studios come out going, "Hey, we're not working, or we're working. We just don't have anything to show you." That was a very brave thing to do, and days before the whole big reveal as well, which I thought was really smart. So everybody's expectations were absolutely set. My thing walking into this event is I want to see Dead Space. That's the one long rumored thing. And I want to see Battlefield. And what I said during our live reacts, which is twitch.tv/PS Trophy Room, so you don't miss out next time, is I want to see a reason for other people to get excited for Battlefield. That's going to justify that $60 or $70 price for people. And Yeah. So with that said, before we get into it, because this is, to me, I want to treat it like a regular podcast. I want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Over there, you could be a patron, help support the show financially. It's the reason why we look so great, sound so great, and all that good stuff. I want to thank our platinum producers, Todd Borowitz and Too Soon. I want to thank our gold members, Chaotic Monkey, Gavin Goffrey, Griffin West, Jose Jimenez. Happy birthday to you. Jedi Master Ren, Metal Kirby, Robbie Bobby Miller, our Servo Plus members, Hide Indoors, Nakachaka, Marcus O'Neill, oh, it's just Ray, JB, the Purple Monkey, Jadis Von Metal, Tim Ulf, Justin Rodriguez, Awesome Dave, Mr. and Mrs. Nasty Boots, Cypher Primus, and Captain Logan. Thank you all for getting the show to where it is today. And yeah, with that said, this is how we're going to do it. This episode, I'm going to read Kyle list by list, bullet point. You're going to see it on the screen, all the games that were shown off or detailed at this showcase. So Kyle, are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
But how ready are you?
On a scale of 1 to 10, a 32.5.
All right, then let's get into it. And this is the show notes. How dare we?
So
I'm unprofessional. Yeah. Real talk. We both have migraines. This is going to be a terrific little showcase. With that, so Kyle, I got everything bullet point list for you. Let's talk about the first thing that was revealed at the showcase. First and foremost, they talk a lot about Codemasters. Codemasters is the thing, the company that was purchased back in December. These are the gang known for the F1 series, for games like Dirt Rally and all that jazz. Codemasters, great, fantastic studio for racing games. This is an awesome get by EA, and they show off F1 2001. This comes also, everything description wise comes from Wesley Yinpool over at Eurogamer. Codemasters, fresh from releasing F1 21, announced Grid Legends for 2022. The hook here is that it's a live action story mode. Think Command and Conquer. I know you're not a big racing guy, Kyle. Did this do anything for you at all?
Once I realized that they are not real racers, honestly, a little intrigued.
Really?
I love story modes in sports games and racing games when they're done well. And I'm not saying it's perfect or anything, but I like the premise of having fake racers and have there being beef between these made up characters and race, and like what that means as far as like a story and a racing thing. Like, that's super cool. They're trying something different than just like another racing game with racing modes and new fresh paint jobs on the cars or whatnot. Like they're actively trying something different, trying to do a little of what like Need for Speed did with a couple of its iterations, where they tried to add like a little story in there. Sometimes it hit, sometimes it didn't. But I applaud Codemasters for trying to think outside the box with a racing game. Yeah,
I dig what they tried to do here. It absolutely did not hit for me whatsoever. I thought of you actually while watching it, because I know that MLB The Show does something similar where they hire the people that usually talk over the games or commentate or like podcast into the game itself. And I think that's new this year in this year's game. Yeah. And I think that's cool and all, but like the live action aspect where like, it's not anything in game. It's, think of like Command and Conquer back in the day where there was real actors, real cameras, just like a green screen behind them. I get the premise that they're trying to go for here. It just looked really wonky to me. And I think, and I understand why they spent so much time on it, but I feel like they just spent a little bit too much time on this reveal and on this kind of game. So I wasn't.
All right, that's fair.
I was kind of down on that. The one thing that I was absolutely really impressed by was the latest Apex Legends update, Apex Legends Emergence, the next major update from the Battle Royale that launches on August 3rd. I really like the new character that they're introducing. and just the way that the trailer was set up, this was set up like it kind of gave me the thought of like if you were introducing an anime show or like, you know, like one of these CG shows, like a Netflix-esque type, you know, show, I would be totally down on this. Where are you with this with this? Did it get you anywhere closer to touching a battle royale or touching Apex Legends?
I could not care less.
Really?
I mean, it was cool. It was cool to watch, but that will not get me to play because I know I'll never be able to do anything even close to that in the game.
Fair.
So but I do love the Apex cinematics. They are super cool. And I agree that character does look cool. Like he has like the Kung Lao hat.
Yes.
That it's like frozen a little bit too. Like he has like ice powers or whatever, which is it's super, super dope. Respawn are super talented devs and Apex is huge. Yeah. And I know a lot of people probably love that trailer. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, fair enough. The one thing that is definitely up your alley, Kyle, is the next game, which is Lost in Random. This is a Zoink Games production, a gothic fairy tale inspired action adventure from Swedish game studio Zoink. It's due out the 10th of September. How are you feeling about Lost in Random? It looks freaking awesome. And excuse the dog outside as well that's barking all crazy.
Yeah, I think I can finally talk about it. Like, I played Lost in Random.
Yeah.
I played it at the Tribeca Film Festival. It was part of the game selection process. One of the games that were selected for that festival. And I was lucky enough to book a demo and had such a fantastic time with Lost in Random. And we weren't allowed to talk about it at all. So I'm assuming I'm allowed to talk about it now because it's actually like out and it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
The combat system reminds me of FF7 Remake a whole lot.
Oh wow.
Where you roll your dice buddy, and that tells you how many cards you can use, and the cards are very much like spells in FF7 Remake or like special actions where everything slows down and you can plan it out accordingly, and it's just so beautiful. And the like I said, the combat is so fun and interesting. It's taking like a card game type of battle game that isn't probably for a lot of people, but doing it in a really cool, unique, and with the Zoink Games
spin
flair to it and look and style. Like the narrator that was doing the bit with Austin Creed, which by the way, Austin Creed killed it as a host.
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic job. The little narrator thing that he was doing with Austin, like, you know, say it with more gusto and like kind of like egging him on. That is the game, like the narrator and stuff. So like it's got that humor, it's got that charming soul to it. I cannot wait to play this fully. Awesome. It's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, actually here, Kyle, I really dig this game. Not gonna lie to you, like everything that they were selling me on, I was in for. Like it looked really good. I just don't know about that release date. September 10th. We're entering the holiday season there. I don't know if that's going to translate well, but I hope it does, because it's giving me such Tim Burton marriage between a Tim Burton, you know, claymation film like Nightmare Before Christmas, and Zoink, and I think it's just such a perfect marriage between those IP.
Absolutely.
Lost in Random, man. This was a really good showing of this game for sure. Next, we got Velen Studios' Knockout City Season 2, which contains a map of ever-changing movie-inspired arenas called Hollywood Drive-In, a new ball, new playlist, new gear, and new rewards, and it launches on July 27th. Kyle, I love a good Knockout City. You love a good Knockout City. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you. I love Knockout City. Had a ton of fun playing it. This did nothing to like want me to come back in.
Yes.
Like the thing that I realized even while playing Knockout City was the rewards aren't worth the playing through. I feel like a new car skin, like that was like a big part of the trailer, just showing off new car skins, which you just walk up into the match with. Like, there wasn't enough there to be like, all right, Kyle, your time away has been long enough. It's time to come back in.
Yeah.
But like Knockouts, I'm always down to play Knockout City because it is a fun game. It's just like I'm not chomping at the bit for more Knockout City gameplay right now.
Yeah. Here's the next thing, and I think Kyle, this
is you. This is all you.
Oh my god. EA unveiled Battlefield Portal, which leaked earlier today. It's a deep dive into this eye-catching mode for Battlefield 2042, which lets you mash up parts of Battlefield 1942, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 3 in custom maps. And just me saying it, Kyle, I got fucking goosebumps.
What I love that this is like only going to be on YouTube is people can just see your face glow as you're reading that sentence. Just the pure joy and happiness emanating from you is amazing.
Kyle, this is it. This is Battlefield throwing everything at the wall. Like everything to make us happy. I mean, I'm going to gush. Was there anything here that made you go, yeah, maybe I'll check this game out? Because I know you're not a shooter wartime guy.
Yeah. I mean, at least not multiplayer wise. And I've tried Battlefield in the past. It's just too many players. I die very quickly.
Yeah.
I thought this was super cool. I love this of just mashing it up from the franchise and little things here and there. The first thing I thought of was the stuff that I love to do in GTA Online is like those quirky custom multiplayer maps.
Yes.
But doing them in this, like, seems like so fun. Like a tank versus all those robot dogs. Like that's a mode that somebody made, or like the quality versus quantity thing where it's 4 2042 loadout players versus like 30 something just German soldiers from 1942 or whatever. Like that is so cool and innovative, and like this is kind of like setting the bar what I want from like multiplayer games in the future, at least in the first person shooter thing.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome.
Dude.
I saw that little grenade with the smiley face. I'm like, oh, Joe probably popped so hard for that.
Dude, I lost it. I'm like, no way. Like this is just a walk through memory lane of the Battlefield series. And everything's purposeful to get you nostalgic. Like Battlefield 1942, fucking classic, Kyle. Battlefield Bad Company 2 is just such a gem. And then Battlefield 3, where I believe and so many other people think that's where the series peaked at its best. And you have all these, I think it's 2 from every game map drop for these custom games. I'm so in on this. This looks such a win. The cool thing here, Kyle, as well is, because like Battlefield, I said this on stream and I'll say it again, is at its best when it's custom games, custom lobbies. So like in Battlefield, you would rent a server. And so if you only want to play like, I don't know, just like canals or something, and it's like shoddy snipers 24/7, you can do that. Here, it takes it a step further where it's like, here's the map. And you can make it so that everybody has a random weapon, or you can have it so that you can make your own infection mode. You can have it where it's just whatever mode you want, down to the littlest detail that like again, your starting weapons. They literally said they took some of the tools from their own development kit and just threw it into this game mode. Kyle.
Yeah.
Put a fork in me, I'm done.
Yeah, like watching the other example they showed off of, one team is just knives and the other team are like the defibrillators.
Yeah. And
those are your weapons. Like quirky things like that. They're having fun with it.
Yeah.
And if the devs are having fun with it and not taking this kind of stuff like too seriously and like make it all heavy handed and like we're a serious first person shooter. Like, no, this game is for you to have fun and do crazy things against other players online. I think that's super rad, and this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's a day one buy for me yet, but I will 100% watch you play and watch so many other people do crazy trick shots and just have a ton of fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And last but not leastly, Kyle. Last but not leastly.
Gusto. Confidence.
Things pay off for you. When I say it, I mean it. You say it into existence. The thing you want, say it. Demand it. Confidence. You'll get that thing. After all the rumors, after all the speculation, it's here, Kyle. Dead Space Remake, made by Star Wars Squadron developer EA Motive, and is due out on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. That's right. It's next gen only.
Raise the roof. I'm raising the roof right now.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
They have everything down here, including the twinkle, twinkle little star that they use to promote it. The creepy whisper. I can just have this video on loop. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been watching all day. Mm-hmm. It's just this. Dead Space is back, Kyle. I don't think you've ever played.
So, no, I have. I played the first one a little bit. I haven't beat it because that was when I played a couple hours of it, and the moment the lights went dark in the game is when we had a blackout and my whole house went dark.
Right.
And I never went back because I was too scared. I love what I played at Dead Space. It is super creepy. It is definitely like I'm going to shit my pants in 4K when I play this game because that's what's going to happen. I'm super into this. I think the premise of Dead Space is so ripe for a horror game. It's perfect.
Yeah. And
Isaac Clarke is a iconic character for sure. And it's good to see him back. It's good to see this back. I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
I have faith. I have faith. Wow. So, okay, to me, like the hallway, like peering into it, it looks just absolutely terrifying. The Necromorph silhouette, as you've just seen it, or maybe feast on like a body, and just seeing the spikes come out is just like, oh my, and the blood curdling like yell that it's making, or roar that it's making, whatever it is, it's just scary as shit. Seeing Isaac Clarke's silhouette, and it is the classic suit. Oh my God, Kyle. Oh, chef's kiss. Beautiful.
So once again, we've said this previous showcases or whatever. How amazing would it have been if this was not leaked or rumored so heavily for so long? Like, I know some people are on the other side of the fence where they're like, it doesn't affect the show because you're still happy that it's there. But a IP as big and as wanted as Dead Space was, I think would have hit even harder for you being a fan of the series, not even knowing that this was even possible and then seeing this trailer. Like, that would have been a huge, gigantic home run for everybody.
Sure. But I still think it is. I think.
Oh, I 100% agree, but it's like we kind of knew it was going to be here. Sure. We kind of knew it was going to be the thing.
Yeah, but even then I was like, okay, so let's see it. And I don't believe necessarily in spoilers all too much. It just changes the way you perceive said thing, it just changes how you perceive it. So for me, knowing that it was there, it was more like, okay, so when is it? It's like the journey of getting there, and then actually seeing how true to form it is. Like that. Whew. Oh, the one little shot that they have like cut off their limbs. Oh my God. Painted in blood. My goodness gracious. Amazing. So like for me, I'm just like, I was still yelling. I was yelping, Kyle. This is a game that has got me into survival horror games. It is my favorite, survival horror franchise really. So for me, I'm so excited it's back. Motive has proven themselves as a studio that they could put out some quality stuff. So yeah, man, Dead Space, it's here.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think though in the internet era, this is just going to be a thing that happens.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, I get that, but the other example I always think of as a reason why it would be cool if it wasn't leaked or whatnot is the PSX when they showed Last of Us Part 2 for the first time.
Sure.
And
Fair.
the feeling of like, oh my God, just over and over again. Like that is me getting goosebumps. Like I've played that game already. I've platinumed it.
Yeah.
But just imagining the way the music hit and then you're going down that road and seeing the Firefly logo on the stop sign and thinking it would end there, but no, we get the Ellie playing the guitar. Like that moment for another iconic character in franchise's Dead Space would have been just as, I think, huge and iconic. Like this is now just going to be a trailer that in years, like in the future years, it's just like another trailer, not like because we already knew it was happening.
Yeah. Fair.
Kind of thing.
Fair. That said, Kyle, at the end of the day, how did you like EA Play?
I thought it was decent for what was there.
Yeah, same.
Again, I think Battlefield looks fun. Lost in Random is amazing. I'm happy that it got some solid time on the show. And of course, Dead Space coming back is a huge win. So it was decent. And again, props to EA for setting expectations and not having us all be like, all right, well, what's going to be there? And then being let down when there's no EA big, because what are you doing, EA? Where's my SSX? What are you doing to me, man?
Fair enough. I really liked it. I think if this was out during the E3 season, I think this would have been my second favorite show, right next to Microsoft. I think like
absolutely.
You named 3 games that I'm going to be buying day one. And yeah, so like I'm all in. This looks absolutely. I mean, Sorry, let me say that with words because I'm still the blood's coming down from the Battlefield and Dead Space stuff.
I gotcha.
I saw 3 really great games out of like 6 that I'm gonna be playing day one. I'm in. I think this was a great show, and knowing that nobody was complaining online about it, I think is another huge victory as well in the age of people not being satiated by anything. So thought it was a great show, man. I really did. I think it's a solid B performance. So that said, that's our thoughts on EA Play. The next story is not one I want to talk about, but it's one that I feel like we need to address. And we found out the story as we wrapped the show up last night. We didn't feel like it was appropriate for us to record something at 1 a.m. as we're kind of tired and delirious to, do justice to this report. So that said, if you're like, hey, this was fun, I don't want to get a little depressed, hey, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. It really does help us out. Make sure you go to your podcast feeds, follow us there, and the podcast awards. Link down below. Register, nominate us for best games and hobby show, and I think even like best like podcast overall. Just find us.
I'm holding. I assume you're going to put the trophy in post. That's why I'm holding it here.
That's too much work, you crazy son of a gun. That said, we gave you enough time. Now we're going to get real with you. We're reading the whole article so that we don't get anything wrong. We give all credit to, link down below, Maeve Alsop from Bloomberg. Click the link, give them the click. They did all the research here. With that, Kyle, take it away.
Activision Blizzard sued over frat boy culture and harassment. Video game giant Activision Blizzard Incorporated, maker of games including World of Warcraft and Diablo, fosters a frat boy culture in which female employees are subjected to constant sexual harassment, unequal pay, and retaliation, according to a lawsuit filed by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. A 2-year investigation by the state agency found that the company discriminated against female employees in terms and conditions of employment, including compensation, assignment, promotion, and termination. Company leadership consistently failed to take steps to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, the agency said. According to the complaint filed Tuesday in the Los Angeles Superior Court, female employees make up around 20% of the Activision workforce and are subjected to a, quote, pervasive frat boy workplace culture, including cube crawls, in which male employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office and often engage in inappropriate behavior toward female employees, end quote. The agency alleges male employees play video games during the workday while delegating responsibilities to female employees, engage in sexual banter, and joke openly about rape, among other things. Female employees allege being held back from promotions because of the possibility they might become pregnant, being criticized for leaving to pick their children up from daycare, and being kicked out of lactation rooms so male colleagues could use the room for meetings, the complaint says. Female employees working for the World of Warcraft team noted that male employees and supervisors would hit on them, make derogatory comments about rape, and otherwise engage in demeaning behavior, the agency alleges. The suit also points to a female Activision employee who took her own life while on a company trip with her male supervisor. The employee had been subjected to intense sexual harassment prior to her death, including having nude photos passed around at a company holiday party, the complaint says. The agency seeks an injunction forcing compliance with workplace protections, as well as unpaid wages, pay adjustments, back pay, and lost wages and benefits for female employees. Quote, we value diversity and strive to foster a workplace that offers inclusivity for everyone. There is no place in our company or industry, or any industry, for sexual misconduct or harassment of any kind, a spokesperson for Activision Blizzard said in a statement. We take every allegation seriously and investigate all claims. In cases related to misconduct, action was taken to address the issue. The DFEH includes distorted and in many cases false descriptions of Blizzard's past. We have been extremely cooperative with the DFEH throughout their investigation, including providing them with extensive data and ample documentation, but they refused to inform us what issues they perceived, end quote. The statement continued.
Man, oh man, that's a lot. That's
yeah.
A lot to digest here, even hours after reading it. I'll take it away for this point. This is from Paul Tasky, where he got an excerpt of the legal document of one of the employees. In a tragic example of harassment that the defendants allowed to fester in their offices, a female employee committed suicide while on a company trip due to a sexual relationship she was having with her male supervisor. The supervisor was found by the police to have bought in... YouTube, my apologies. Sex toys and lubricant on the business trip. Another employee confirmed that the deceased female employee may have been suffering from other sexual harassment at work prior to her death. Specifically, at a holiday party before her death, male co-workers were alleged to be passing around a picture of the deceased woman's private parts. You can assume which one. I'm not going to go into that. That is very descriptive. That is very detailed. The one thing that I think I could state, first and foremost, we believe the victims here.
Oh, 100%.
Until proven otherwise, that's how it is. Why would anybody... I haven't seen anybody come to the defense of Blizzard, but why would anybody make these allegations? Several of these people, why would they make it up?
Right.
You'd have to be real sick in the fucking head to do that. So, again, to me, it's guilty until proven innocent. So, Blizzard, you gotta start fucking talking. Heads need to be rolling. This is fucking sick to me.
I think the important thing here with all this is this was after a 2-year investigation. It's not like this was an allegation that came out of nowhere. This is after 2 years of investigation into Activision and Blizzard's work conditions, and there are so many things in this document that are just shocking and vile and just not okay. I think at least our logical and rational brains of how to treat women in the workplace, or just not even in the workplace, just treating women in general. Like it's shameful. Activision Blizzard is 100%. You should be ashamed of yourselves for allowing that kind of workplace environment to fester and grow and allow it to continue. I'm so sad for the women there that have gone through this and are going through it still. Not even just there, just everywhere, because it kind of like when it rains, it pours kind of thing.
Yeah,
like I have no doubt at other places.
Yeah, this is not just Blizzard. This is not just Activision. This is everywhere. This is at my workplace.
Yeah, but the one thing that we are not going to do, 100%, we are not going to, discredit these women saying this stuff happened to them.
Right.
We're not doing. I'm not allowing that at all. Not here. Not anywhere. Get that shit out of here. No. We believe women here at the Trophy Room.
Yep.
And we support them and uplift them. And it's just heavy. It's that every time, like reading that story, right, and coming across the part of the woman who took her own life because of the situation, assumingly it was because of the situation, just hurts my soul so deeply.
Yeah,
it's messed up.
Yeah, I want to read a Twitter comment. Usually it's the worst, but this is from someone on the internet, and they make a good point. And then Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 is released, and everything is forgotten, and everybody will run to Blizzard with their mouth drooling and their tails wagging. It's funny that I see not a lot of, and maybe I've just been looking in the wrong places, but I haven't seen anybody talk about this stuff, like in the YouTube circles. Last episode I talked about how I talked about Kotaku and how they were hitting below or punching down or whatever you want to call it on certain articles. I want to criticize some YouTubers right now because honestly, I've seen no one wanting to tackle this. People that do some daily shows that don't want to talk about this. And why not? When we talk about this stuff, and the people that will, like Kyle just said, we believe the victims. We believe whoever was mistreated against. And if people listen to this, they go, well, and they leave, that's great. It means that we build a better community because the toxic trash go out the window, right? They leave, and people that are genuine and good folks stay. Not a lot of people talking about this. They rather talk about how PlayStation charges people $10 for games, or an extra $10 for games. Like, it's foolishness. This is shit that's impacting people, and you have an audience that can demand change. So demand change. Why are you being silent? That said, and maybe I'm just talking out of emotion here, but when people are like, everybody shut up and just let women and people of color talk. That's it. I'm like, I understand that, but I'm also angry. And I understand where they're coming from because people are like, we need to do better. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of people standing on a pedestal going, hey gang, we're in this, we're going to fight the injustice and this, that, and the other thing. And things like this happen. And then weeks later, months later, they're just back at it. They're nowhere to be found. They're here because they want to get a like on a Twitter comment. It's and here's the thing. Odell Harmon Jr. got to shout him out. He said something on Twitter that was something that I've been feeling for a very long time. If you want a hard pill to swallow, this is what he says. The video game industry has picked progressive in light, but anti-women, black, people of color, etc. in the dark. It parades around a few cherry-picked champions of change, yet it keeps its status quo year in, year out. I said what I said. He's totally right. Like, the only way we change this is if more voices come out and be that champion of change. That we bring on more people of color, more women, more non-binary folks out here. You know, correct ourselves when we get things wrong. Try to be better and lead better lives. That's it. Trying to just treat people with basic respect. Mm-hmm. We oftentimes have this veil of, oh, look at me and I'm saying the right thing in this moment. Isn't this great? But we usually don't act on it. And here's the thing, Kyle, for me, this hurts me in my soul, because Blizzard is one of those companies that I'm a Blizzard fanboy, is what I used to say all the time. This is a company that I loved. Like this Warcraft is a franchise that I adore. And, you know, Overwatch, a franchise I adore. You know, seeing that a company that I've loved since my childhood be this toxic, dark, and disgusting, allegedly, hurts. And it hurts me so much that I was talking to Luke before we started streaming, which was, Kyle, I feel disgusted if I go out there and buy Diablo. I'd be disgusted if I go out there and buy a Call of Duty product, right? I would just feel gross at this point. And so I'm going to actually put my mouth where my wallet is. Speaking back to that point of that Twitter comment, y'all are going to forget when Overwatch 2 comes out. Y'all are going to forget when Diablo comes out. I am done. Kyle, I'm done with Activision and Blizzard. I'm done. Not going to go out there buy Diablo 2. Not going to ask for codes. Not going to request shit. Just done. They've lost a customer for life. This is the only way they're going to learn. Uninstall. I love what this one person said on Twitter. Uninstall your war zones. That's the only way that these companies are going to learn. You got to hit them in the wallet. I'm hitting them in the wallet. This is how they're going to be. This is how they're going to learn. Unless those people are ousted, or I'll take a good Bobby Kotick resigning. I will not buy another Blizzard or Activision product. And honestly, Kyle, can I go one step further? I don't want to cover them on the show.
I'm fine with that.
Don't want to even talk about them.
Nope.
Unless it's like situations like this, where this news story evolves. Fuck them.
Yep. Absolutely. The only time I want to hear their names being spoken on this show is if, like you said, these people are gone. Bobby Kotick is gone. Yep. They get what's coming to them, kind of situation. Yeah. That's the only way I want to ever talk about them again.
Yeah, because it's this is way too detailed, and you're right, Kyle.
Way too. Yeah.
2 years in the making. This report. The state of California. This doesn't usually happen.
No, California. It's not some personal lawyer somewhere. No, this is the state.
Yeah.
They don't just throw these around all willy-nilly. They really don't.
Disgusting.
Yep.
Really is. Gross. So, that's how we feel. And I do think there is a lot of skepticism out there because, yeah, there are a lot of comments like, yeah, but y'all are still going to buy their game, so why the fuck are you even talking about it? And they're right for saying that. It's like, dude, the bottom line won't get hurt. You'll forget about it by October. That's how forgetful we are. That's how sold we are into the hype cycles of these games, of these marketing stuffs. So that's how I feel. And yeah, don't do this shit. If this shit is in your company, you got a shitty company. You need to go out there, fix it, or you need to fucking leave. Yeah. To those people in charge. Mm-hmm. Disgraceful, disgusting. And yeah. Kyle, any closing remarks? I'm sorry, I had a goddamn TED talk there. I had to get those things off my chest.
No, it's you said them all beautifully. Nothing to add. Just we love you. Stay positive out there, as positive as you can be, and be there for those that are affected by this. Yeah. And reach out, make sure they know that they are loved and supported. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And
I'll state this again, as the Trophy Room, we will not purchase a Activision Blizzard game. We will not cover it on this show. We will not request codes. We are not going to talk about them. Nothing. All of that's done. And I implore, if you are a content creator, you do the same. If these people's lives matter, then you have to do the same. I usually hate taking that grandstanding thing, but this is too damning. This is too huge to sit on the sidelines, idle thumb. Mm-hmm. If you're covering an Activision Blizzard, if you're one of those big creators and you're still covering this, if this is your, the game you need to talk about to traffic SEO or hosting one of these events, I am not dealing with you. I'm not, especially if you're hosting one of their events. It just, nope, done. Because I'm just tired of it. I'm really, because Odell's thing really spoke volumes. It's like, yeah, we pick very few people, cherry picked. There are quote unquote champions, and the same shit just happens year in, year out. And until we make that active change, demand better, it'll keep happening. So that's our stance, and I'm sticking to it. With that, Kyle, I'm sorry that we ended on such a sour note on this YouTube version of the show, but any closing remarks, Kyle, before we end this show? Send everybody off home.
No, I said my closing remarks before. Just I'll reiterate, I love you all very much. Thank you so much for the support you give us each and every week. It makes me happy. It keeps me going some days, and I just appreciate you more than I think anyone ever really knows, I think, out there. So if people take their time out of their day to just, click on this YouTube video, and now this is a 50-minute thing currently. I love you so very much and appreciate you. Yeah.
Likewise. Everybody, go follow PS Trophy Room on Twitter. Go follow us, or like, share, subscribe this video. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you for celebrating games with us and getting that serious talk. That's what we're all about here on the Trophy Room PlayStation podcast. With all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you. I love y'all. Have a nice one.